Hey, what's going on, guys? How are you all doing? Let's do another market review of NASDAQ and S&P 500 futures, right? Today, pretty good displacement at market open, and there was actually an opportunity, but we'll go over that pretty soon. Let's see the narrative, right? What was the narrative of today? For my personal group, I outlined we could go into this volume imbalance, so bullish order flow, but we could see a retracement in the volume imbalance. So if you go to the daily time frame, right? Let's zoom in a little bit over here, so we can cleanly see it. This is the volume imbalance. So from this high of the candle to this low, the opening price of this candle, there was a gap, which is also the volume imbalance, right? And then favoring more upside to clean out the buy stops. So we did actually clean the previous daily high. So the buy stops got rated on a 4-hour perspective. Yeah, that's a tough situation, right? We're still holding on with this fair value gap over here. So we dipped in a little bit lower, but you can see the bodies are still closing inside. So it's still indicating it wants to go higher. And we'll have to see tomorrow how that trades. Looking at NQ, you can actually see this 4-hour rejection block got hit, and then also cleaned the buy side liquidity and rated a little bit higher. But yeah, NASDAQ is a little bit more wild in my opinion. So let's go to ES. Let's go to pre-market, how pre-market was looking like, right? So let me go to the 5 minutes so we have a clean view. Right, so swing a little bit more. Right. Right, so at the New York midnight, right, the daily opening price over here, we traded above it during London session. One drive up, second drive up, and then we cleaned out the sell side liquidity. Now we always have to wait. If you're bullish, you want to wait for a sell side liquidity rate, right? Because you want to be sure there's no liquidity left to go back into. And that's actually how you can determine your stop loss, right? If you know a certain area of liquidity has been cleaned, and then displaces higher, leaving a fair value gap and breaking structure, then you have a logical place where you can put your stop loss, right? So that's important to see. Now, we had this break of structure down here after 8:30. So with equity open, we whipped up and down, and eventually we displaced higher. So we're breaking structure over here. This is important. Previous daily high did not get cleaned, and it was just a little bit off, right? So you're sort of creating relative equal highs. So the buy stops are still intact over here. So once it retraces, then you're waiting for your entry on the fair value gap, right? You have that break of structure, you have the displacement, buy side liquidity still intact, and this is during the AM session. So if you take your Fibonacci and go from the low to the high over here, which was created, right? Then everything below this 0.5 is discount, right? So you want to be a buyer in this area. Now you wait for that fair value gap to get hit, and then very unfortunately, it did not get into that fair value gap. Look, it's just the same price. So the low of this one is 4,113 and a quarter, and this one 4,113 and a quarter. So it did not dip into the fair value gap. So a lot of people probably missed this entry, which is unfortunate because it was setting up pretty nicely. And eventually we ran previous daily high, right? Wicked into this fair value gap one more time. And actually, let's see if that one is in discount. So we take this low where the new leg up happened from, right? So to this high. And it did actually went into discount, but yeah, I would not actually take this because we already ran previous daily high, right? So yeah, it's looking actually pretty good for today. Forex was absolutely like horseshit, if I could say it like that. Very slow movement. It is NFP week, guys, so you have to keep that one in mind. We're entering August, which is the summertime, right? So we're gonna have some like slow price action on Forex at least. So hopefully indices move a little bit better. So yeah, looking at the lunch, consolidation a little bit right over here. Then we rate the lows of the consolidation, hitting this order block which was created. What was your target? What should be the target, right? Right now it looks like this high was the target. We had SMT too, because if we go to NASDAQ, you can actually see we have equal highs, right? So that should still be a target in my opinion. If we don't rate it in the next few hours, like a Asian session or anything, probably London session is gonna rate those highs. So yeah, NASDAQ had a little bit more force. Previous daily high did get run out at what time? 9:55, and at ES 9:55. So that's another SMT, right? So if you put your lines over here, then it's this one is SMT. So ES could not run previous daily high, but NASDAQ did run it with force. So yeah, you can still anticipate NASDAQ to run higher after, because even though ES did not take the previous daily high and leaving the buy side liquidity intact, right? We can still anticipate it running the highs. So what does that mean for NASDAQ? Even though we cleaned the buy side, we are following price action of ES, so it pushes down with ES, hits this breaker over here. If I outline it like this, so these consecutive 3 candles is the breaker, right? We dip in it twice. Actually, the first time before we did actually rate it over here. So it dips into it, pushes up higher, and then comes back down, touches another time, and then pushes up higher. Because at this moment in time, pretty sure that's 10.25 ES pushed into that gap. Yep, or tried to push into the gap. So right. So timing is the same. You expect ES to push up from here, so you can also take a buy on NASDAQ following suit. So yeah, pretty good movement over here in the AM session. PM session is a little bit slow, not the cleanest price action. So AM session was the go-to. So yeah, nothing too interesting. Sell side liquidity rate, break of structure, displacement, SMT, everything in the AM session. Back into the fair value gap, which is didn't do, which is unfortunate once again. So yeah, this was the opportunity for today. Hope you like this review, guys. I will do this daily. Seeing the opportunities in hindsight is actually good, because it can train your like your vision when you're anticipating a buy or a sell in the next session. So hit that like button if you like this review. Subscribe if you're not subscribed, of course. I've got a free Telegram too, where I post some things from time to time. If you want to follow that, make sure to follow that. And I hope you guys have a great day, and we'll speak tomorrow.